support that we have received during these 2 days. Now for the final presentation of the day, I would like to invite our lecturers, Professors Marcela Díaz, Marta Díaz, Ángela Gómez, and Elmer Valle. Yes. But first, well, they are professors from the Division of Open and Distance University, and their profile are as follows. First, Marcela Díaz. She has a bachelor degree in English and Spanish from Universidad Pedagógica Nacional. She has a master in teaching English as a foreign language from Universidad Internacional Iberoamericana in Puerto Rico, and another one in applied linguistics from Universidad de Jaén, Spain. Marta Isabel Díaz has a bachelor in English and Spanish from Universidad Pedagógica Nacional. She has a master in teaching English as a foreign language from Universidad Internacional Iberoamericana, and another one in applied linguistics from Universidad de Jaén. Ángela Patricia, she has a bachelor in education with emphasis in humanities and languages from Universidad Libre, a master in education from Universidad Santo Tomás, and finally, Professor Andrés Emilio Ballén, he's a bachelor in basic education with emphasis in English, a specialist in IT and applied communication to education, and a master's degree in neuropsychology and education. Please welcome them to the stage.
Good evening, everyone. How are you today? Okay, today we're going to talk about a controversial topic, not only in Colombia but around the world, that is fracking, and the potential effects that this could have in different regions. Okay? So the content for today are definition, what is fracking, environmental effects, economic effects, and social effects. Okay, first of all, I want to know if you know what you know about fracking. You know any idea of what fracking is? Nobody? No? Okay, so today we're going to see what fracking is. So, fracking is an hydraulic fracturing of rocks, right? In this case, it's a technique designed to recover gas and oil from the land. In this case, we have we have a kind of rock that is called a shale rock. That is an easy breakable rock that contains oil and petrol, in this case, right? It's a different rock that is easy to extract this kind of contents, and you can find it at the very bottom of the earth. It is not easy to find at the surface of the earth. So in this case, we have to take this material from this cave, not from the surface or in very high meters in the earth. Okay, so fracking is a process of drilling down. Okay, in this part we can create a mixture of water, chemicals, and sand, right? This mixture goes in a high pressure that makes the oil and the gas goes up faster, right? So in this case, the mixture makes the water to get a little bit kind of contamination, right, due to the chemicals. Okay, the sand is obtained from the land that we have at the surroundings of the place we are extracting the oil. The process can be carried out vertically, right, in this case, but it is more commonly drilling horizontally, this way. As you can see in this part, we can get the gas and oil very deep in earth, but as we can see later, this procedure can affect this area that can make some damages in earth and in the surface. Okay. This is the process that is more commonly carried out in the most part of the earth. Okay, so in this part we have drilling, where the water with chemicals and sand is injected, and in the fracking zone, in this part, you can see that this part affects this kind of this area, and later this can affect the drinking water that probably or later we're going to drink in our houses. So this is how the process is carried out during in different parts of the earth. In Colombia, there is a law that is going to be, or they want to be approved to obtain gas and oil in different parts of Colombia.
Okay, hello everyone. So in this moment, I am to talk about environmental effects, but first of all, I want that you check this picture and you tell me the impressions that could be proposed, this kind of image, okay? So I read, okay? Now you see our activities a bit to black and white, don't you? So according to the image, according to the picture, tell me some impressions about the cartoon. Any volunteer, please? In English, in Spanish, don't be shy. I'm close to you, yeah? And you tell me if you want to participate, okay? Any volunteer? Don't be shy. In Spanish, if you want.
Thank you. I think that's a problem, but really that is like a job, but it's really serious because the environment and the both another environments like savannas and forest, rainforest too, are very dangerous because this technique of fracking is really dangerous to the environment. I think that the fracking not affects only the animals, the environment. It affects humans too, because we are drinking the water, and this water contains many chemicals that are so dangerous to our health. No?
Thank you so much. Other volunteer, please. It doesn't matter if you don't have technical words or whatever, so you know that it's an action and controversial topic, yeah, and it's necessary to talk about it. So, other opinion, other analysis? Please participate. The most important thing of those spaces are that we interchange information, and your opinion is very, very important. So, other opinion about it? Okay, no problem. So, please help me with change it. So, you talk about some aspects very important. So, human being, yeah, is a affect animals, of course. So in this page we have other problems that present fracking processes. So for example, depletion of hydraulical resources, in general of natural resources. You talk about savannas, you talk about the different the habitat of animals, high generation of toxic waste, difficulties to waste in handling, the atmospheric contamination too, of course. Migration of gas to the surface and affects, obviously, human environment. So soil contamination, emission of gases, greenhouse effect, according to methane process that is terrible to the environment too, induce seismicity, It's important, this topic, because, in past days, all news talks about seismicity in Ecuador, in Cucuta, Venezuela, So it's very important that we talk about those topics, because our environment, our countries have those problems according to the fracking processes, acoustic contamination and biodiversity alteration, of course. Now, the environmental effect, is related to economic effect too. So, in this part, in the economic benefits or effects, there are different countries that talks about the importance to do fracking processing in the countries. It's possible that the fracking could be different benefits to their countries, but only in the developed countries, of course, for example, economic activity, employment, less dependency of international oil markets, but it's not all positive, It's also bring more traffic. We talk about in the environment effect, of course. The impact to possibility due to the air and water pollution. Our population is contaminated with those minerals, those toxic materials. So we have less health and more employment. It's negative. It's a negative aspect to begin to introduce fracking in our countries. Why is fracking expensive? Cleanup of drinking water contamination is so expensive. This process needs a lot of liters of water to do the process that Andres expressed here in a moment. So, toxic substances in fracking, fluid and wastewater. Air pollution, we talk about in a moment before, we talk about that. And health effects, of course. And finally, so population could be mentioned different healthy problems like headaches, eye irritation, respiratory problems, and nausea. So it's necessary that you analyze those processes in our countries. I talk about economic ranking cost to the health, and it could be workers go to do fracking processes, but the problem is that those processes with those materials could be generate problems in their health. That's it.
This part we're going to talk about the social effects that we can see in society when applying this process to extract oil and petrol from the earth. So one of the biggest problem is the pollution of the air. So when we are extracting gas from the air is polluted, and we can people start to suffer from respiratory problems that can affect our life status. And we cannot see this here in Bogota because we are not near to those zones where oil and gas are extracted. But people who live in different regions in Colombia, for example, Arauca, they suffer from this kind of illness that affect their daily life. As Angela mentioned before, this process is very dangerous and hazardous for workers in these kind of companies, right? Because they are people who first get this gas, and this affect their life. Some people suffer from cancer. They get this illness in few years. So if they work this year, maybe in 5-10 years, they are suffering from cancer. So it's important to have in mind that people who are doing this job are the first people who get this kind of illness, right? And the fragmentation of habitat, of natural habitat, impact our local air quality, local boomtown. Okay, in this case, I want to explain boomtown. In this case, it's when a country gets money from extracting natural resources in an area, but later in time, this area is not useful for cultivating or for getting some natural resources. This land could be dead in the future, and there is no use for that land. Not even the construction of houses or buildings for people to live in there, right? And remember that in the contamination of air makes difficult for people to live there. So the economic problems, the cultural problems that fracking brings with it are bigger than the prophecy that we can get from that, okay? The proficiency that we can get from that. So the idea of this presentation is for you to have in mind what some people are trying to do with our natural resources, right? And what people from other regions, different from Bogota, are suffering. Okay. Now we're going to continue with with Marcela, who is going to introduce another topic.
Thank you, Andres. Andres and Angie were talking about important facts about fracking. You know, now we're going to have a video in which you are going to sum up the main points of fracking. Those main points of fracking are related to those social, environmental, cultural effects. Okay, this video is like a snapshot of the main points that have been discussed. Now, after that presentation, I'm going to ask you some questions, you know, because we are talking and talking, but the idea is that you can participate on this important issue with your comments. So, let's see about the video. Pay attention to the most important things about it, and then because I'm going to ask you some questions after it, okay?
much-heated controversy. A fracking site can cleanse of years as layers of decaying organisms were exposed to intense heat and pressure under the Earth's crust. There's a technology called hydraulic fracturing, or fracking, that can extract this natural gas, potentially powering us for decades to come. So how does fracking work, and why is it a source of such heated controversy? A fracking site can be anywhere with natural gas, from a remote desert to several hundred feet from your backyard. It starts out with a long vertical hole, known as a well bore, drilled down through layers of sediment. When the well reaches 2,500 to 3,000 meters, it's at its kickoff point, where it can begin the process of horizontal drilling. It turns 90 degrees and extends horizontally for about 1.5 kilometers through a compressed black layer called the shale rock formation. A specialized perforating gun is then lowered and fired, creating a series of small inch-long holes that burst through the well's casing into the rock layer. About 3 to 4 months after the initial drilling, the well is ready for fracking to begin. Fracking fluid is pumped down into the well at a pressure so high it cracks the shale rock, creating fractures through which the trapped gas and oil can escape. The fluid itself is more than 90% water. The rest is made up of concentrated chemical additives. These vary depending on the specific characteristics of the fracking site, but usually fall into 3 categories. Acids for clearing debris and dissolving minerals, friction-reducing compounds to create a slippery form of water known as slip water, and disinfectant to prevent bacteria growth. Sand or clay is also mixed into the water to prop open fissures so the gas and oil can keep leaking out even after the pressure is released. It's estimated that all of fracking's intense pumping and flushing uses an average of 3 to 6 million gallons of water per well. That's actually not a lot compared to agriculture, power plants, or even golf course maintenance, but it can have a notable impact on local water supply. And disposing of used fracking water is also an issue. Along with the trapped gas that's pumped up to the surface, millions of gallons of flowback liquid come gushing up. This liquid, containing contaminants like radioactive material, salts, heavy metals, and hydrocarbons, needs to be stored and disposed of. That's usually done in pits on site, in deep wells, or off-site at water treatment facilities. Another option is to recycle the flowback liquid, but the recycling process can actually increase levels of contamination, since the water is more toxic with each use. Wells are typically encased in steel and cement to prevent contaminants from leaking into groundwater, but any negligence or fracking-related accidents can have devastating effects. Fracturing directly into underground water, hazardous underground seepage and leakage, and inadequate treatment and disposal of highly toxic wastewater can potentially contaminate drinking water around a fracking site. There's also concern about the threat of earthquakes and damaged infrastructure from pressure and wastewater injection. Links between fracking and increased seismic activity leave unresolved questions about long-term pressure imbalances that might be happening deep beneath our feet. Fracking's biggest controversy, though, is happening above the ground. The general consensus is that burning natural gas is better for the environment than burning coal, since the gas collected from fracking emits only half the carbon dioxide as coal per unit of energy. The pollution caused by the fracking itself, though, isn't negligible. Methane that leaks out during the drilling and pumping process is many times more potent than carbon dioxide as a greenhouse gas. Some scientists argue that methane eventually dissipates, so has a relatively low long-term impact. But a greater question hangs in the air. Does fracking take time, money, and research away from the development of cleaner, renewable energy sources? Natural gas is non-renewable, and the short-run economic interests supporting fracking may fall short in the face of global climate change. Experts are still examining fracking's overarching effects. Although modern fracking has been around since the 1940s, it's boomed in the last few decades as other sources of natural gas decrease, the costs of non-renewable energies rise, and cutting-edge technologies make it so accessible. But many countries and regions have already banned fracking in response to environmental concerns. It's undeniable that fracking has reshaped the energy landscape around the world. But for what long-term benefit and at what cost?
Okay, those are the main issues related about this video. So now it's time for asking some questions about your understanding. Okay, so let's see the questions, and then some of you might participate on the topic. Okay. This is the first one.
Okay, hello everybody. So let's continue now. You have a general idea about fracking, that is a general introduction. So let's begin with the following questions. Number one, the phrase bomb out of fluid in the sentence, the word pour bombs out of fluid at the pressure to the cracks so the gas can escape, can be replaced for. So let's see the first option, clean a fluid, take out a fluid, drink a fluid. So answer could be 1, 2, or 3. That is not complicated, that's for paying attention. Clean, take, drink.
Any volunteer?
Any idea? Risk. What is allowed? Which one? 1, clean, take, drink.
Raise your hand if you got the answer from it.
Okay, over there. That is over there. Okay, thank you so much for your participation.
I think that the best answer is to take a fluid.
Take out fluid. Let's check. Excellent. Okay, let's continue. That is easy. Okay, the best synonym for the word cracks is the word fluids, pores, fractures, welds. Fluids, pores, fractures, welds. That is easy. That is easier than the previous one. Okay. Okay, thank you.
Fracture.
Let's check. Okay, great.
That's the technical word. Cracks are
Okay,
technical
that is
words.
important. Okay, let's continue. Choose the best option. What is the last step for fracking? Okay, the first is the word pour bombs out of fluid pressure to the cracks so the gas can escape. Second, specialized perforating can place a series of cracks into the rock's layer. Third, the word pour drifts down vertically through layers of sediment. And fourth, the word pour stands horizontally for about 1.5 through a shale rock formation. 1, 2, 3, or 4. What is the last step for fracking? Okay. Thank you so much. 1, 2, 3, or 4? 2. 2?
Yes.
Okay, let's check. No, I'm sorry. Try again. Another volunteer. Another volunteer.
Go ahead, please.
Is number 1?
I'm sorry.
Can you make the screen wider? Yeah, because probably there's no a good sight. Yeah, yes, that's a big problem.
Okay, please.
the last step, because there are 4 steps and they are already done on fracking. Which is the last step?
See? This one? Yeah? Okay. Let's see. Okay, good.
Thank you so much. Okay, so we are going to continue with the next activity, which is about Kahoot questions.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I want to ask you if you have your cell phones here with you. Right? You have your cell phones? Could you take them out and go to the following web page? Please go to Kahoot.it. Kahoot.it. Okay, so type Kahoot. Kahoot.it. Okay, you get the web page? Okay, so please, they are going to ask you for a code, a PIN. Type the following PIN code in your web. Okay, type this code, please.
Got it?
Then you will ask to write a nickname. So we have Sebastianes. Who is Sebastianes?
Very good, Sebastian.
Okay, Patty, we have a lot of people here today. Winners, Oman, oh my God. Paola, Felipe, AJ, sorry. Ale. Who's buenas? Buenas joven. Who's that person? Who's buenas? Okay. So creative.
Oh my God, so
Okay.
we got 34 players, right?
Anyone else? Nobody else? Last call? Okay, we're going to start and we are going to ask you some questions about what we presented before. It could be about the video or what we mentioned before at the beginning of the presentation. Okay, El Chucho, okay. So let's start. You're going to see the questions on the screen, and on your cell phone you're going to choose the best answer, the answer you consider is the correct. Okay? Fracking is a technique designed to recover
So you have to choose quickly because the fastest is the winner.
as fast you answer, the most points you will get. Okay? Someone is missing. So, gas and oil, of course, right? We can see so many people asking here. Okay. Beef, who's beef? Beef, raise your hand.
Excellent. So
Who's
you
beef?
are the fastest.
Okay. The second one is Sanju, and in the third place we have a Jeffrey. Next question. Where is gas and oil struck from? the first place? Who sang you? Raise the hands up. Okay, good. Sebastianes climbs to the second place and Beef.
Great job.
What happened to Beef? Okay, next. What is injected into the rock at high pressure? You could see that in the video and at the beginning of the presentation. Let's see. Sebastianes, you get the first place. Sanyu goes down a place. Christian G. Who's Christian G? He's new. Okay.
Great job.
Okay. Next. The term fracking refers to how. The aim of fracking is to extract oil, right? But this is not the definition of fracking. And chemicals are injected to extract gas and oil. This is one part of the procedure, right? But fracking refers to how rock is fractured apart by high pressure mixture, right? This is the definition of fracking. Sanyu gets the first place again. The winners are in the second place. Who are the winners? Okay. Christian G, you are in the third place, but before you were in the second. Camila and Wayne Owen climbs to the fifth place. Okay, it is not an environmental effect. It is not. Cases defined as a large scope of money and material.
Institución de Educación Superior sujeta a inspección y
with
vigilancia
this
por el
activity,
Ministerio de Educación
we
Nacional.
end this activity today, so we hope you have learned too much from this, and if you have any question, just let us know what the questions you have are.
And who was the winner?
Okay, the winner, sorry. The winner, please stand up. Sanyu Barbu. Okay, congratulations. You win our respect. And second place are the winners, please stand up. Who are the winners? Okay, thank you for participating. Christian G. Please stand up. We want to see you. Thank you, Christian. Buenas joven. I want to see buenas joven. Who's buenas?
Who's buenas?
Buenas joven. No, it's not business. It's like a ghost. ING. Who is ING?
Great.
Okay, congratulations. Thank you. So this is all. If you have any question, please let us know.
No questions at all?
So thank you for coming, and we wish you a good night.
Yeah. We really appreciate your attendance. Please say no to fracking. Go viral this message. Have a nice one. Goodbye.
Thank you, Professors Marcela, Marta, and Andres, for this presentation, and for all of you for the confirmation of the attendance. Please, at the outside, there is a table where you can confirm your attendance to this presentation. Thank you for participating, and tomorrow we continue with our International Week 2019.
Institución de Educación Superior sujeta a inspección y vigilancia por el Ministerio de Educación Nacional.